guys, I'm ChezPride and welcome back to another Sims 4 build video. In one of my more recent videos, I played through the first week of the new Sims 4 event, the Sims 4 Nature is Calling event, which is the event that has come out before the newest Sims 4 expansion pack coming soon, the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. And this is me building the house that we played with in that video and will continue to play with as we are playing the event. Now obviously that video has already come out for you guys, but I haven't actually been able to record it yet because I wanted to record the video of me building the house for it first, and I just didn't have time to build it before the event started like I planned. Now the day I'm recording this is the day the actual event came out, but I did make the Sims that I'm playing this event with before the event came out. And basically, if you haven't seen that first event video, I ended up making a plant sim and making her a wife who is really into handiness. And you can say they aren't a very basic and modern day couple. They're a little bit stuck in older times, I guess you could say. I made those Sims knowing the event has something to do with nature and the handiness skill because we're getting that woodworking bench and it's called Nature is Calling. And honestly, I just find plant Sims super fun, and with fairies coming out, I really wanted to play with them one more time before fairies came out because they're kind of what we have closest to similar vibes with them being all naturey and whatnot. Also, they have a dog. So if you've seen that first video, then obviously you've already met those Sims and you've seen the final product, I guess, before me at this point. But if you haven't seen that video, let me kind of just basically explain what I'm going for. So we are in my favorite world, Windenburg, on a super tiny lot. And as per usual with these events, I'm making a tiny home so we can get that extra skill boost. But this time around, it has to be big enough for 2 Sims, plus their dog. I kind of want the build to have like a cottage cabin vibe with like lots of glass and openness, but possibly with like slight fairy vibes in a naturey type of way. And I want it to be 2 stories, so like the bedroom be on the top, but I want there to be a balcony specifically for like the handiness skill area, and then under it I want like a fake indoor-outdoor greenhouse on like the main level, which we'll probably have to cheat for, but I'll explain that when we get to it. I also wanted to include a pond, a pool, and I went ahead and went on the gallery and got us a full-grown plant sim tree for our plant sim. And basically, we're trying to fit all of this on this 20 by 20 lot. I know that's a lot to ask for a 20 by 20 lot, but I think we can do it with the house being a tiny home. So let's go ahead and start by getting our tile count. So if you somehow don't know how tiny homes work in The Sims, or what I'm talking about when I'm saying tile count and skill boosts, let me just quickly show you what I'm talking about. I build tiny homes all the time, but some of you may have never heard of them. Basically, there's a stuff pack called Tiny Living Stuff Pack or something like that. And with that, you get the ability to make tiny homes. And there's 3 different tiers of tiny homes. And depending on how many tiles you have in a home, depends on the tier. And with each tier comes different perks. So obviously the tiniest tier has the most perks because it's the hardest to build and the hardest to live in. So you have all of these perks at the top, or the most tile tier, which is tier 3, which is 100 tiles, which is pretty decent for like a house, especially if it's only for like a sim or 2, but you only get 2 of the perks. But I typically, especially for event challenges where I'm trying to get skill boosts, I typically go for a tier 2 tiny home. And with a tier 2 tiny home, you get skill increase, which is what I really want. That's the biggest, most important one to me. And that just means that skills get raised twice as fast. So that's super helpful. And then it also has cozy comforts where everything your sim sleeps or sits on makes it more comfortable and gives them a little boost in their moodlets. The bills are obviously less because it's a tiny home and there's not as much home. And then it also keeps your Sims' needs happier and makes them go down less quickly. So obviously all those things are really beneficial when you're trying to speed run like a skill or a challenge or something. So that's typically why with these events I go with tiny homes. But like I said, we are going for tier 2 tiny homes, which means we only have 64 tiles to work with. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not 100% sure on how I want to shape this house because I have a couple of ideas in my head on how I want this house to look, but the ideas I have kind of conflict with each other with how I typically portray those ideas. Let me explain the dilemma I'm having. So basically, obviously, I've built several tiny homes over the years. I love playing in tiny homes, and typically when I play in a tiny home, it's for a very specific sim or a very specific purpose. So I end up typically building my own tiny home. When I build a cabin type tiny home, or really just a cabin in general, unless it's like a rental lot where you need several bedrooms and it's for a huge family or whatnot, typically when I build cabins, they're one story. But like I was explaining earlier, I have this whole idea in my head having a smaller portion on the top that has that balcony on it that is basically going to be a designated space for us to put the new workbench to get the handiness skill up in the challenge. Because with the challenge, you're automatically getting a handiness bench when you first log in. They've already told us that. That works. I've built tier 2 tiny homes to where they're that shape. It's just typically when they're that shape, they have more of a modern vibe. And I did say this is going to have a slight modern twist with all the glass and the indoor-outdoor greenhouse area. But I don't know exactly how to make that cabin-y. So I'm going to do my best, but this may very much be we're going to have to trust the process here. If you've already seen this, you already know how this is going to work out, but I don't. But let me kind of show you what I generally have in mind. So the basic shape that I kind of do when I do 2-tier tiny homes that are 2 level are I'll do like a 7x6 box, and then I'll do like a 6x5 box on top. But I'm thinking, and I may end up moving this, I'm just going to make the general shape now. I'm thinking since right under half the tile count would be 30 tiles, maybe we do a smaller base to start out with, and it might help if I actually do box. Okay, let's do a 5x6 box and do that. And then typically what I do is do the smaller box on top. And that gives us 50 tiles. So we have 14 more tiles to work with. Now, obviously, we are going to have a staircase up to the balcony, so we have to incorporate that. But I'm thinking maybe the best way to do it would to be put a balcony off to the side. And that would give us more room on the bottom as well to have it as an indoor living space. It could also give us this hue to have like a Pacific way out to what I'm going to be doing a fake greenhouse area around. So let's see. Because like I said, I imagine having a pergola on top. So it kind of all depends on the size of the pergola that we put up top. So I'm thinking, how many tiles does this have? That's 62 tiles. That kind of gives us close to our final tile count. Now, obviously, we may have to end up reshaping this a little bit, so the tile count may vary. But let's see how it looks with the pergola, because the whole shape of the house is going to be based around this pergola. So these are the pergolas that come up, and these two were kind of the ones I was debating on. We also have this, but that's more square. I'm wanting rectangle. I mean, that's kind of the right color, but it's a little big. I mean, it would work, but I would have to really scooch it. Oh, that one's even bigger, but it has the flowers on it. Hold up. Look how pretty that is. I actually kind of like that. Oh, okay. What if I size it down? Because that does still level up with the almost to the level, top of the roof. So the Sims should be able to walk under it. And I could put it like in the corner here. And that even leaves us a little hallway room to get into the bedroom, which is really nice. But now my dilemma is where the stairs are going to go. Oh, because I still have to leave room for a front door. So I guess I could try to take away these. And we could put like stairs right here, which is different than what I normally do. But I kind of like the idea of it. So let's see. I may change these stairs. I may not. I just really like these stairs. Oh, and they kind of match. Okay. But we could put like a staircase here. And that goes up there. Which I do like. It did give us some more room for tile count though. So maybe we extend it out so the stairs aren't so just like randomly placed. That gives us one more tile to work with. What was this to do with one more tile? Okay, well, it'll be there if we need it. The problem I'm having is, as much as I like the bedroom connecting to the thing, we have this whole balcony here. I don't want it to be like wasted space. I kind of want them to have access to that too. What if we had like a staircase? Because I want the front to have a slightly more interesting shape than this. So we could do something along the lines of like putting a stair that wraps around here that somehow is another entrance to the upstairs. I know, this sounds crazy, but bear with me. What if we had something like this, maybe? Obviously, we're going to have to take away some tiles. We can, like, take away a tile here. Oh, nope. Not like that. Not like that. I'm going to have to do it a different way. Okay, hold on. Take away this tile here and delete this. We can add some kind of extension there. That's exactly 64 tiles. And it does give a little bit of an more interesting shape. I'm thinking we just use these stairs again. Okay, because we could have like a wraparound stair. Because we can do the custom stairs. And we can shape that there like that. I'm not loving this. But hold on. Move this. Maybe move this. And subtract a tile there. Let's see how the stairs look when I do it like that. Yeah, that fits a little bit better. I can just put like a little railing there or something to make it look like it's part of the porch. I know, this looks weird. This looks like it would be a modern build, but it's not going to be a modern build. But that leaves room for like a front door right there, and I kind of like that. It kind of sections it off a little bit. And obviously we can use like some kind of terrain tools. We can use terrain paint to make a actual like front area, so we can have like a fake front porch almost. Okay, but we have to make this not look as modern. So let's start out with, I'm thinking we'll put a fence on top. We could use the horse ranch fence. We also have the cottage living fence, which is almost more naturey. Hold on, let me see how this looks. Yeah, I kind of like that. Because we have this. And so I was going to put it... Nope. I want it to go here. There we go. And there. And then we could have the same over here. So put this up top. This may help if I put the grid on. Hold on. Grid and go down level. All right. It was just glitching the way I was doing it before. So we put this here. And this is going to be the whole workbench area. I do slightly wish this went all the way across, but I'll make this work. And then you gotta do the roof. The roof is what's really gonna make this. So a typical cabin roof, I feel like, would be this. We can even curve it a little bit because we're trying to go like that fairy-esque vibe. I don't know if I love it hanging off though. Maybe hanging off that way and not this way. I don't know. Because I almost want to like extend it out. I guess that's not horrible if we do columns. So let's see. We could... No, those are too big. Those are too rustic. I know I want to go for brown. I just don't know which brown. Okay, there's no reason to bring vampires into this if I don't have to. Honestly, that kind of works. Does it come in a darker swatch? There we go. I like this. Because we could do like this here. This could go up to here. Oh, but now I'm debating. Do we want to move this? Because we could do another one of these here. And it looks like it's on purpose. But now, does it look better if I do this with that though? Oh, it kind of does. See, I like it on this side, but can't you like shift and do one side? Oh, that looks stupid. That looks stupid. Okay, never mind. I do like this. Maybe that, like that. Because then we could have two columns on this side too. And that adds slight symmetry. Oh my God, if I can put it in the freaking right place. Just put there. Just there. There you go. There you go. And then we could put another one up here. I know. It's going to work. I swear it's going to work. But I kind of like this. And then what would really help would be some stair railings. So let's get some cute wooden stair railings. Let's see. Again, I was trying not to bring vampires into this. Do we want to use... Do these look too modern? I feel like those are too modern. I mean, do we want to do horse ranch? Might as well. I feel like we're going to end up using horse ranch no matter what we do. So, okay, and then we can have a front door situation right here. No, I don't know what the front door situation is going to be, but there's going to be a front door situation. Okay, let's see. This is a short wall height. So this is kind of the right vibes, but it's not like as big as I want. It is cute though. It is really cute. Do we have like a bigger version of it? Probably not. All our bigger doors aren't like cute like that. Okay, well, maybe we just use it anyways. So let's use that, and then we could use, let's see, which is the matching swatch to this? This one? Okay, none of these have a matching swatch to it. Maybe we just use this door everywhere for the outdoor. So I'm thinking, obviously, we need a door right here if we have this bedroom area. Do we put two entrances into the bedroom so there's one that goes straight out to the balcony too? Because we have to have room for a bed. Maybe we should decide where the bed goes first. That may be important to this layout. Hold on. I'm obviously not going to keep this bed, but I'm just going to get like a little base game bed here. And just to put, now it's for a couple, so they have to get all the way around it. I guess we could fit another door there if we put it like that. And then we could put it like there. And then the get ready area could be over here. We do have to include a bathroom somewhere, though. I don't know if the the best idea would be to put the bathroom upstairs or downstairs. I mean, if we do a bathroom upstairs, it would have to be like a 1x3 bathroom. I don't love the idea of a 1x3 bathroom. So maybe we do the bathroom downstairs. I mean, we have the extra room downstairs. I just typically want to use as much space upstairs as I can. But we have this whole area over here that could be a bathroom since we did the little bump out here. So if we delete this wall, maybe this way we could get a slightly bigger bathroom for once in a tiny home. Typically I make them like super tiny, but we could do like a 2x3 right here, which isn't horrible. And that also kind of separates the front door. I don't know what we're going to do with this little corner here. I guess we could put like a computer or something there. I don't know. But we could put a computer wouldn't work. We could put a bookshelf there. But I'm thinking we are going to use this door since we're already using a bunch of cottage living. Oh, there's no lighting in here for me to see. Whoops. Okay, well, I'm just going to put this one here for now. So that could be our bathroom. Like I said, I kind of imagined this being the way we get to the greenhouse vibes. Okay, so if we want to add the fake greenhouse, let me move this whole house over. Move this house. I don't want it to be too far. It's not wanting to. It's not wanting to place where I want to place it. Okay, here maybe. Yeah, because I want this a whole pathway out here, and I also want like a little pond and pool area back here. So maybe the house could go back one more. Let's go back one more tile. And then I think that'll be enough room. There we go. So if we do that, then the idea I had was to have the fake greenhouse kind of like go almost like a wraparound porch. So maybe it goes like this, which could section off the stairs. Also, I'm pretty sure the columns just like totally moved. There we go. Put them back here. That's why I want it. I don't know why those like didn't move with the house, but they didn't, which was interesting. Okay, so what I kind of imagined was us building a fake room. So we can put it out like this to here, and then we would draw, let's see, do we draw a wall here? Yeah, actually that kind of helps the stair situation. Okay, so we draw a wall there, but to do a fake room, basically what you do to make it not count as tiles is draw the wall, separate it from it, and then move the wall and attach it, which can be glitchy, but it works. And see, the tile count didn't go up. Now, it will look weird lighting wise in here, but we can put a roof on it, and without tile count, it'll count as an indoor area just from having a roof on it. And then we could do like a glass roof, and it could be like a little fake greenhouse area. So this part is kind of glitchy, always placing it, because you can't place it just like right here. It has to be on the tile count, and this tile count doesn't count, so you have to kind of just like move it to fit how you need. Of course, it's not gonna want to place right. Okay, so let's do 2 of these, I guess, and then just scooch it. Just scooch it. We like to scooch it. Alright, because typically with glass roofs, I use this roof and then like super flatten it, and then just put the glass roof texture. And let's see, which one do we want to go? We're going whimsically. Let's go with the fancy one. We can change it if we don't like it. But then I kind of had this whole idea of it being a whole indoor-outdoor area. So we have like archways. And this is the 3-tile one. This is the slightly fancier 3-tile one. Oh, but this one goes up further. I want the one that goes up further. Okay, so let's do they have the right wood color? Oh my god. Okay, that works. Okay, so I imagine a big one here, a big one here. I may have to go with the slightly smaller one. So obviously not every single part of the wall has to be unexposed. But I kind of imagined it being like this. We could put another one of these here, but I don't love that. Yeah, I don't love that. I mean, if I were to do that, it would have to be more like this, which isn't bad. I don't hate this. I don't know. And then, obviously, we need a archway to the inside. So I'm thinking we have the archway to the inside be here. So, like, that wall being the door to the outdoor. And that can be a whole, like, greenhouse area. I don't know how much gardening we're actually going to have to do in this challenge, but I wanted a roofed area in case we did. Where's the mailbox going to go? I guess the mailbox could go... We also get a cuter mailbox. But we could put, like, the whole mailbox area right here. Let's see. This has... Does this not have a brown swatch? And it's kind of brown, but there's also werewolf's one, which kind of fits the vibe of the house, honestly. Maybe that's what we go for. So we have, like, the mailbox right here on the house. And then I kind of imagine there being, like, this whole little fake, not balcony, but porch area with terrain paint. And we also do it with floor tile. We just have to place it a very specific way. I guess if we do it with floor tile, we could get actual wood. So I'm thinking, we're already using Horse Ranch. And Cottage Living, so we might as well use one of these. We also have this one from Base Game. Forgot that we got this. Oh, this is not Base Game. This is Cottage Living. This is the Base Game one. Let's see, which is the better color swatch? I think that actually the Base Game for once in its life, I think it matches the best. And honestly, I kind of like that. Hold on. That's kind of cute. It doesn't have, like, a whimsical walkway, but it's still, like, a cute little porch area. Could even, like, delete one tile and have it not go all the way to the end of the lot. I almost want to delete this tile and this tile and Control F it like I do. I know I've been doing this a lot here recently, but it looks so good when I do that. I really like when I do that. And that way, there's a cute little porch area. And we can still have, like, a pathway that goes around. I think that'd be cute. But right quick, let me go ahead and just match all the other floor tile here. So we can make all of that floor tile. Maybe we bring the indoor-outdoor too. Maybe let's just go ahead and place them in the indoors. We can change the indoors if we want. Just for now, let's get an actual floor in there. And then we have to do wall texture. Obviously, we want wood as well. So, let's see. Do we want paneling or do we want sliding? This kind of gives the right vibes, but not the right color because it's so old. Maybe this is the right vibe since we're trying to go with, like, the cabin-y vibe. I think this works really well. And we could do it on all of these walls and then have, like, I almost want to go with like a super thick roof trim. Actually, that kind of ties everything together. I really like that. Oh, okay. So we could do that like that. And then we have to add some windows. Oh, missed a wall. Let's not miss a wall. Okay. So these doors are from Cottage Living. So maybe let's start out by looking at Cottage Living windows, since that's gonna match. We can also look at Horse Ranch windows, because that's also the right vibe. So I did imagine a lot of glass. So I kind of like the idea of that window there, because I think we put the bathroom there. So maybe that's cute up there. And then we do like bigger windows up here. Now when I say bigger windows, they don't have to be like modern windows. But I like the idea of a lot of glass here. I know there's not an actual room up there, but how cute is that? Hold on, that's actually kind of cute. And also, we're going to have to put a little column back there, because that's not going to work. But I imagined two like taller windows here, those maybe like this, and that being like an accent in the bedroom. Because like I said, I did want slight modern accents. So that's good from the front. Now it's just adding windows in these spots. So I almost like the idea of there being smaller windows here. Kind of like the 3 windows better, actually. So I could do that. Do we do another one of the full length windows over here? Because the ones that come with Horse Ranch are kind of the right vibe. And we could do like an accent there. Like I said, I want there to be a lot of glass. I don't want there to be too much glass in the bedroom though, because obviously that's like personal space. But we could do like another 2 windows right there. So that kind of lines up with the balcony area. So like I said, it's still cabiny, but it has a lot of glass. I don't know if I want to do another one of these over here. Yeah, I kind of like that being above that. Okay. So that can go there. I think that looks good window-wise. Now we just got to do the roof. Because I didn't really want more windows over here. So now I'm questioning what roof to put. We also have just straight up grass. I mean, we are trying to go nature-y. I actually kind of like that with one of the Sims being a plant sim. No, I like that. I'm going to leave it. I know that's probably controversy and not what I planned at all, but I still like it. So let's put this. Is that in the right spot? No, it needs to be moved over one more. So put that there to add structure there. Maybe we put another one right here. I just like it to make sense structure-wise. I feel like columns are needed if the roof is going to overhang like that. Alright. So we can have that. What do we put in the back out here? So I really want to know. Okay. Before we get too far, though, I want to make sure that everything landscaping-wise is going to fit. So let's start out by putting trees and a pond and all that. So let's see, what kind of trees do we want? We have some colorful trees around here. Ooh, you know what? There's going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. Let me get a couple, or at least 1 or 2 of these like lantern trees that I'm so obsessed with. The one the front can be smaller, but it just brings light out in a fun way, especially since we're kind of going whimsical vibes. And then maybe we put like, we could do, no, pink tree's not going to work. We could do, the white tree. Isn't there a bigger white tree? Hold on. This is the tree I'm thinking of. This guy has pinkish white, which which honestly kind of works with the pink plant sim tree. Oh, but it's so big. It's so big. What if I shrink it down? Oh, ooh, the house would have to be moved over, but it looks so good. I think it looks good. Hold on. Let me move the physical house over. So let's move. Oh, I really hope my columns aren't about to completely. Oh, that's going to move everything, isn't it? Okay, let's just move the lot, and then I can readjust the trees. So I can move this closer. Oh, this is about to delete my tree. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to have to move it anyways. But I could try something more along those lines. Oh, no, it didn't delete my tree. I thought I was going to. It's still slightly clipping, but I can, like, scooch it to the edge of the lot, and I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And move this one. Come here. Move back to the corner. Because I'm putting it in, like, a water area over here. And then move this tree back to the corner. That actually works out for this tree a little bit better, too. So I guess I won't complain too much. Do we want to put another one of these big trees back here? And we can leave it full size to go with, like, the plant sim tree? Because I kind of imagine the plant sim tree having its own specific path. I have it facing this way because I really like the path along this water. And I kind of like, ooh, you know what? I was going to do dirt paths, but let's see. Is it under this guy? It's under rugs. They have that rock rug that came with that kit. So we could, let's see, where is it? I don't know what kit it came with. I'm assuming it'd be up here because it's cheaper. Oh, we also have these moss paths. Where is the stone? Was it the Riviera Retreat kit? Yeah, it was the Riviera Retreat kit. Okay. But we could put, like, let's see, what color stone? I almost, should we do gray or brown? The gray kind of works with those, but does this brown work better with the house? This color works better with the house. So we could do, like, a mixture of these, like, all over the place. We could even size them up so they kind of make bigger stones, so we don't have to use as many. Not that using that many is going to be a problem, but I kind of like imagine maybe we could use the big one there, and then we can start sizing them down a little bit more over for this area. So we could do like that. I just thought they only come, they unfortunately only come in two shapes. So you kind of just have to go back and forth between the shapes to make them look like they're not the exact same thing over and over and over again. But it's better than no rock paths, which is what we had before this kit, without going to debug at least. And if you have been watching my videos long enough, I think you've probably come to the realization I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to going into debug, because I really don't like scrolling to have to find everything. I like to be able to search. So we have that. I kind of like that. Maybe I can shrink it down and do it like that. And then we can start curving them around here. Get a different shape. I even like the idea of it kind of going up to the greenhouse area. So you could, like, potentially walk straight into the greenhouse from the path. Yeah, that seems like it's a nice little path. So it kind of goes all the way down from the front porch to the plant sim. And then we got to do a pond over here. All right, let me put the house down so it's not in the way. But I kind of have the idea of putting not only a pond, but a pool. Because we have a plant sim, and she needs to be able to get in the pool, even if it's just a tiny pool. But I know there's a fishing spot, like, literally, like right around here somewhere. Yeah, there's literally someone fishing next to our lot, sir. A little rude. But I want our own personal fishing spot. I don't think we actually need fishing, but I thought it went with the vibes of the house. So I'm thinking let's start with the pool, because we can make like a custom shaped pool. I kind of want it to go like almost all the way up to the tree. So we could do like that and maybe, I don't know. We're going to make it funky shaped because I want it to look very natural. And natural ponds are not naturally shaped at all. So let's maybe, I kind of imagine this going like this. Oh, that works. So we have that there. I almost, though, want to move it. Well, if I'm going to have to redraw it anyways, I can make it a little bit more crazy looking. Maybe we can add some accents like that, and then do it back to like that. There we go. That's even more crazy looking, but I kind of like it. Except this part. I want this part to shrink up. Okay, so that could be the Plant Sims pool. And then what I wanted to do was take the pond tool. So terrain manipulation, we gotta make the hole first. Okay, we want to make a small water area. So literally I'm just gonna have it go around it. Oh, that's a little too deep. Maybe let's be real gentle with it, because I don't want it to be huge. I just basically want it to surround the pool, because what I want is to make it look like the pond and the pool are one thing. So when she's swimming in the pool, it looks almost as if she's swimming in the pond is my goal. So let's fill this up with water and see how it looks. Let's go all the way to the top, as it won't go up any higher than that, really. Let's see. Hold on. How does that look? I want it slightly higher. Oh my god. What if I I could lower the pool. That helps. And then we would have to flatten the terrain. I flatten this here, maybe, because that doesn't really help with the flatness. Why'd the water go down? I want the water to go back up. Oh my god. So when I lower the pool, it just lowers the water automatically anyways. Then there's no point in lowering the pool. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is going to be more challenging than I thought. We can make this work, though. We'll make it work. Maybe we can make this part go down. Yeah, I think making that around the pool area go down more helps. And then maybe we can extend the water out here a little bit. Like that. All right, now the trick is going to be the pool foundation, because it won't let us not have a whole pool foundation, unfortunately. Which does not help our situation. They do have rock foundations. We could also try to blend it in with the grass with this green color, but that doesn't really work that well, I feel like. So if we put the rocks here, I wish it would just let us not have a foundation. That would be ideal. But if we do the rock foundations, then we could put actual rocks around the pond, which is not fun to have to go through and place rocks over and over and over again. But I think it'll help. Does this come in a color that matches the rocks a little bit better? So, let's see. That's a little better. I think that's maybe the color we go with. And then just add a bunch of different rocks, because you don't want to do the same rock over and over again, obviously. But I'm just going to go through and place a bunch of rocks. I'm not really thinking about which rock. I'm just kind of going with whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot about these rocks from Snowy Escape that kind of have like water effects to them. Let's see, rock here to stay. I kind of like, maybe we can do a couple of these fun rocks from that pack. Let's see if I can choose a color that works. Ooh, this one's kind of a mossy. I don't know, I kind of like the mossy one. But this one may match the best. No, I like the mossy one. We're going to add a couple of mossy rocks around here. Just in here. Really just pile them in. Put those there. Let me go ahead and just place these around while I'm looking at them. We can place one there. We can place one here. I really like them around, the idea of them being around the water. It just seems right. Does this one come in a moss? Ooh, this does come in a mossy color. And this one kind of like fits into the cracks a little bit, if that makes sense. We can also, I almost like want to size this one up and then put it again smaller, collide it in there with it. I don't know, I'm just trying to add a couple of accent rocks around here. This can also be mossy, so we put that there, leave that blank, and then continue some rocks over here maybe. So like that, and like this, and I want a smaller rock, so like that. Alright. And like this. Okay, because I want there to be a fishing spot. So I want it there to be two clear spots. So we have one for the pool there, and then one for fishing here. The only problem is I really wish I could put the rocks over this. But what I think we can do is put water fountain decoration things. Because they have like lily pads and stuff. Oh, it doesn't like go on top of the... Oh, that's unfortunate. It doesn't go on top of the stone. I guess I could take this and, yeah, I can physically layer it on top, which is not the most ideal situation, but it does cover up the stone, and we could even shrink some of them so it's not just like huge plants all over. So if we do that there, we could do one here, and raise it up. I'll still add lily pads, but this at least covers the pool in between. Maybe we just leave this one kind of big so it just generally covers the water like that. Alright, so we could do that. Still want to get some lily pads in there though, so let's do some of the ones I like, which are these. So we can put that there. Maybe we add that log. Let's see, where is it? Pond objects. Pond objects is more what I'm looking for. I don't know why I was looking in the other category. But we could add this little rock here because that adds frogs into your build. Since we're putting lily pads and frog stuff, might as well put a frog statue too. I think that's cute. I like the frog fountain statue. And then really, I want to put some of these around because these add pond vibes, especially around the tree. Let's see, we have some of these. I want to get like a couple different variants, kind of just blend in with everything. Alright, so that kind of makes this make a little bit more sense. And I don't mind there being like a little bit of rock here, but I think that looks good. And then to really tie it in, we're going to bring in this water texture. Or maybe this water texture. Well, I want it to look swimmable. I want it to look cute and naturey, but swimmable. So which water best screams that? That screams fall. I like this. This is cute. And brings in all the naturey aspects. And then we can go in here and I want to do some dirt in the actual pond area and surrounding the pool and the pond. Really get that dirt kind of layered in there a little bit. There we go. I just want, okay. Apparently I'm going to have to do smaller around here. Okay. I just want a little bit of dirt around the pool to make it look like it blends in with the dirt for the pond. Oh, I should have softened this. I really should have softened this. Oh well. And then I guess the best way would to be put brown on the walls of the pool. Let's see, what do we have brown wall wise? We could do like this maybe. Let's see, does it come in even darker? No. Not without being black. Hold on. Let's see, how does that look? Okay, let's start on the walls. Now we gotta do a floor. The floor we can just do, hold on, take off the brown filter. We can literally just do like, does it not come in dirt? And there's grass. How's the grass look? Hold on. Oh, that actually doesn't look bad. That's not bad. Okay, we could do that. And then, how's it look at night? I kind of want to put lights on both the outside of the pool and the indoor side of the pool so that everything is lit up. So what if we... I'm spending way too much time on the pool when the challenge is like literally going to be about handing us in nature. But the plant sim has to have a pool, okay? The plant sim has to have the pool to have water. So we can add a couple of lights for nighttime because I do feel like there's probably going to be some nighttime swimming going on. Oh, we can't put it on the outside of the wall? Oh, yeah, we can. I don't know. I was just being crazy. It just won't place here on this wall specifically. Or this wall. It'll place on this wall, though. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why it'll place on some of the walls and not all of them. But we got some lit up. And then when we go above, yeah, it's more lit up. Perfect. Oh, forgot that the glowed like that at night. Okay. Forgot about that. Oh, but this looks so good up front too. Okay. So we have that. I think with that, that's the most of what I wanted to make sure or fit it on the outside. And we can come back and finish the landscaping and stuff later. I now would like to move to the inside of the house just to make sure we have everything we need. So I'm starting to think maybe we just should, since we're doing the indoor-outdoor thing with the floor anyways, I think we should just make the indoor walls also have the cabin texture. I think that's just most realistic for this type of house. I also think it would make the most sense to have like the kitchen and dining area over here and then like the entertainment area over here, bathroom here, and obviously bedroom here. Which, let's get rid of this bed because that is not the vibes. I guess lighting would probably be the best first choice to do. So let's go ahead and do lighting. And obviously we know which lighting is the best for indoor. Let me turn on, let's make it night. Let's make it night so I can really see in here and make sure everything's lit up nicely. So we have this here, we'll have this here, this here. We can have one specifically over in this area. It just because it's a cabin doesn't mean it has to be dark and dim. And then we need some outdoor lights as well. Does this, like, I guess if I put it like this, the pergola kind of hides that light. We can still do wall lights for the decor part, but I want it really good lighting out there. So let's do a couple of appropriate looking wall lights for this type of build, which I'm thinking maybe the cats and dogs. Since we have a dog anyways, we're going to be using cat and dog stuff, so we might as well use some more stuff from it. Because that kind of fits the vibe, right? Like, I feel like that very much fits the vibe of the cabin. I don't know. I like it. Maybe we add one more here. Like this. Above the mailbox. I kind of like how those two are cornered next to each other. Like this. There we go. Perfect. And then we need some lighting in the greenhouse too. The greenhouse I feel like should have really good lighting though. Like almost industrial lighting. Maybe this is our best option. I know it looks super modern, but I think it's high enough up and it looks like a grow light and puts a lot of light out there. I really like how much light it puts out there. I think that's real nice for a greenhouse vibe. Okay, so I think that is good lighting wise. Everything is lit up. Now we can start placing actual furniture. So I think the part I want to just go ahead and get out of the way is the bathroom. So let's go ahead. Now we have to keep in mind with the event, we're getting stuff that we're getting a workbench, and then I think we're making stuff. So there's going to be like a dining room table that we're making, a chair we're making, and there's also like a porta potty, like our first porta potty. I'm thinking maybe the porta potty could go out here. I was trying to think of what to put in this area. Maybe we leave that blank for the porta potty. We can put like a bush for there now or something. But I want the bathroom stuff to kind of go with that vibe. So if we look at showers, we have the Stranger Bell. I don't know why I said get together. But this kind of has that cabin makeshift vibe, and it has the green to go with the plant stem. So kind of like that. There's also this. I want a tub and shower combo because we have the dog. So we're going to go with that. We also, for toilets, what would be the best? I mean, obviously there's pea bushes. Those are pretty rustic. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put that out there while we're in this category. But I want almost a toilet that like looks wooden. But I don't know. I think like we have to. I think that's one of the craftables that I don't think there's an actual toilet that's wooden, which is unfortunate because the craftables you don't get to make till level 10. There's this there's older looking toilets, but none of them are really the right color. I want like a wooden looking toilet, and none of them are like brown except for the actual freaking, what are these stalls? The stalls. Most of the toilets are more black and gray than brown, which I guess makes sense, but I wanted a brown toilet, damn it. We have this. This is kind of the right vibe, at least. So we could put that. Let's put that there, and we'll put the sink here. Let's see, what kind of sink? Do we have one that goes with this? Well, we could also go, since we're going cabin-y, go with the cottage living sink. And it comes in a brown swatch. Yeah, let's go with that. We have to have a mirror. Ooh, this one almost is too perfect not to use. Okay, so we'll use that. Obviously, let's go ahead and get some toilet paper before I forget about it, because I have been known to forget about it. Alright, so we got the toilet paper. That is secure. Maybe we'll get extra toilet paper on top of the toilet, because you never know when you're going to need it. You just never know. Also, let's get a soap dispenser. Okay. So that is there. Also, this is not lit up well. I would like more light by the front door. Alright, so I'm going to get the basic furniture down, and then we can go back and decorate. So, I guess there could be a wall mirror or some kind of like mirror propped up on this wall. I mean, that would honestly be the right vibe, but it's a little too big. I like this though. This is cute. So we could do this in like a wood color and back it up against the wall. Yeah, have that as like a, hey, you're leaving, you can stop here and check yourself type of mirror. But then we can still have like a little table over here by the door. So obviously it's going to have to be a very tiny, tiny table. But I think, let's go ahead. I want like this size. But I don't know if this is too modern looking. I also don't know if it has the right wood swatch. This is one of my favorite pieces, but I typically use it. Oh, that's actually kind of the right color. I typically use it in more modern houses. Let's see, is there one that's one tile that's this skinny? Because like this is skinny, but it's not one tile, and it's a little too big. Also, I feel like this would work really well somewhere. Maybe this can be in the bedroom. They can have like a fake little TV. They can have a bigger TV downstairs. I mean, there is this, which is kind of medium between the one tile and the two tile. And then we could, since there's stairs on the other side of this wall, we could scoot it in like that maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's going to have to work. I don't see any other table that really works style-wise and size-wise. And do we do another mirror? I feel like we're going a little crazy with the mirrors, but what if we put this mirror from the bathroom in here? Well, should we do another one? I feel like putting the same bathroom mirror in this entryway mirror may not be the best idea on my part. Where's this mirror that has the non-sticker version? Ooh, there's also this. This is kind of whimsically and naturey and in the right. Okay, yeah, I like that. We're using that. So we have a big mirror here. We also have a full-length mirror here. Like I said, I'm gonna come back and add the like plants and whatnot to make it all more naturey. But I kind of imagine there being a living space over here. Now, obviously, we have to have a TV somewhere. I mean, we don't have to, but preferably, I want a TV. It's just not a wall to put it on with how I set this up. I mean, I could. I mean, the TV technically doesn't have to be against the wall. It's just normally preferred. What if we did, and this may be a bold move, but what if we did this and kind of like sectioned off the kitchen dining space from the living space? I don't mind that. And then we could bring in one of these and put these on the inside of the house as well, since we're trying to do an indoor-outdoor thing. It could be like a fake little archway. And that way we can have a wall to put a TV on. without it completely blocking off everything. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of cabin-y vibes to have a little sectioned off room and not have it be completely open floored. So let's go ahead and go to living room. Now, do I want the old looking TV? Because that doesn't get our fun up. But honestly, we're not going to need the TV much. I almost want to put the mixed TV. I don't know if it comes in the right color though. Yeah, it's not really coming in the right colors. It's just that this is functionality wise works so well, and we're already using tiny living because we're making a tiny home. Well, what if we did this? We could do this entertainment area, and then we could get just like a TV that stands on it. We don't have to get a TV that goes on the wall, because that's not very realistic for this. Or we could do a wall TV that looks like a picture. This kind of is like fairy foresty vibes, and that's the TV. So it would look like a picture, but really it's a TV. And then we can add a little old-fashioned looking game console, even though I don't think they would actually use it, but you know, we gotta have it somewhere. And honestly, I kind of want to put this. I feel like this should actually be the center point instead of the console. So I think that works really well with the cabin vibes. Darker color possibly. Let's see. Oh my god, half of these don't come in the right color. Maybe we go with the green and yellow accent. I don't hate that. I do hate that it's not all the way against the wall. And you do go all the way against the wall. We are not trying to waste more space than we need. And then we could do a little accent plant. Maybe you do the sunflowers to go with the yellow in the picture. That's kind of cute. And then I don't hate the idea of there being like a green couch, since we're doing some green anyways. I mean, we're already using cats and dogs, and this has a yellow little pillow on it. I kind of like that. We could also do 2 of them. Like, I know that kind of, it would have to really be scooched to make that work, but I don't hate the idea of that. I do hate the fact that it doesn't line up with the windows as well as I want it to. Okay, maybe we do 1 of them. Maybe we just do 1. We could do 1 over here to kind of section off the area a little bit better, but that doesn't leave much walking room. Okay, so let's just do the 1 big couch. And then maybe we do a couple of small cedars around, like little poofs or something that are green. Yeah, we could. The wicker doesn't really match. Oh, I kind of like the idea of a rocking chair. Okay, but poofs. I was looking for poofs. We have these. Let's see. We have these, which honestly is kind of the right vibe. Hold up, I like that. So we could do a couple of these. So maybe we do like here and here. And then I could do another green poof. Or even a chair like this. We could do a chair like this over here. I don't know why they would need this much room though. Ooh, what about this? Because this is a chair, but it looks like it would be like something you could either put your feet up on, or you can use as a table. So I kind of like that. And then obviously we're going to need a rug to kind of really center this off. So I'm thinking either a yellow or a green rug, or a cream rug. Hold on, what if we had like something like this? Now that one's obviously not gonna work shape wise, but we have other things that are fuzzy like that. I mean, The Love Struck is tried and true. We have used this a million times since the pack has come out, but it's so tried and true. Especially if we shove it in that corner, then we could get it like that. Oh yeah, I'm starting to think this has to be like this. But we do 2 little seats over here. Yeah, that's cute. No, I like that. I like that. And then, like I said, I wanted to do a bookshelf in the corner over here. So let's get to desk. It would be nice to have a computer, but it may not be realistic to have a computer. Hold on, that's cute. That's cute. Okay, I like that. So we have TV, music, a bathroom, some reading. We have mirrors. We have an entryway. Now we just gotta make a table work. Now I think the table we're getting with the rewards, from the pictures I saw, it looked like it was a big table. So like a super long table like this. Now I'm obviously probably going to replace whatever table we pick out here, once we build a table. So this isn't going to be permanent, but for it to be a functional build, it does need a table here. So I'm thinking this is probably the best vibe here. And then we get, these are kind of look like the chairs we're going to be making the event. Hold up, that's cute. Let's put these chairs here since we're already having them. All right, so we could do that as like the dining space. This is a 2 sim household with a dog. I don't know why we need this much room. Oh, speaking of the dog, it's a big dog, so it may just lay on the couch, but I did want a bed for it. Maybe we put the bed upstairs. We may have to put the bed upstairs because there's not much room here unless I delete one of these poofs. I mean, I guess we don't need all these poofs. We could put one over here in this corner. It's a big dog, though, is the problem. So I don't know if... Well, the big dog beds do shrink down. So it's still functional. This one's like kind of the perfect vibe. And we could put it over here in this corner. I think the dogs can still sleep on that. It looks a little weird when they lay on it and it's sized down. But I kind of like it being like right here in the middle of the living space. I think that's really cute. And then we can put another one upstairs in the bedroom. I wanted the kitchen along this wall. Let's see how many... Okay, we have 4 tiles to work with here. I can find somewhere else to put the trash can. But I'm thinking we're probably going to have to do refrigerator at this end. So let's pick out, maybe we go with the cottage living fridge. We can do it in the green. And it's gonna slightly, do we hold on. I'm not going to delete this yet. I'm just going to move it. What if we put one of these here instead? I think that actually works sizing wise better. It doesn't look as cute from this side, but I think sizing wise it works better. So maybe we can do that, and then that way we can do, let's see, cabinets. Where is the this one? So is this one we want to go with? We could also just go with that. I think this is probably the best vibe. So we could do this here, do an oven at the end, and honestly, this oven, because this oven kind of matches this. We can also do it, no, we're not doing white. It's not white house. A cream could work. Then we can have two counters, and I kind of wanted a separate sink, but I want to make sure there's room for the table we have, so I don't want to make this area smaller. What if we had the sink on the outside? Like have like an outdoor sink? I know that sounds so weird, but it's like a kind of indoor-outdoor living situation anyways, it kind of makes sense that the sink would be outside. So we could have that in the greenhouse area. And it'd be like right outside the kitchen, so it's not inconvenient. I guess the trash can go on the outside too. Then we could just have like a outdoor trash can, and that way it doesn't have to be emptied. And this one, it kind of gives cabin vibes. So we can have like, say there's like a built-in stone trash can right in the corner. That's kind of cute. Okay. And I guess if we're going to do that, we could, I kind of almost want to bring the wood to be like the flooring coming on the inside. I don't know. Does that look weird? And then that doesn't leave us much room for gardening stuff, but we use some gardening stuff. So I don't think we have enough space, unfortunately, to do big planter boxes. But these little square ones are so cute. I kind of want to use these, like the little one tile square ones from the camping pack. We're already using this pack, so we might as well. We'll go put some right there, and then I kind of maybe one in the corner here. I kind of like the idea of there being one in like all the corners like this. I know that kind of gets in the way of some of the archways, but we could also scoot the archways like this. I don't know if that looks weird from the outside, but I don't hate that from the inside. No, actually, I think it looks better from the outside than it did. Okay, that actually helps. Alright, so we have that. So that gives us 7 planter boxes. And I think for the challenge of the event, I don't know exactly how much gardening we're going to need, but that gives us a good amount of options for gardening spaces. And it's all under roof, so it doesn't matter what season we're in, which was the biggest importance to me. So I think that's all the basic furniture we actually physically need. Also, I did say I wanted to put this somewhere. I think here's probably going to be our best option. Whoops, I meant to go to color. I want it to, let's do we want to do that? Or do we want to do like that? Kind of almost like the really dark because it matches the railing. Okay, so we can have a bench there by that stairway. We have an outdoor trash can already, so I don't think we need one out front. Do we have room for... We almost have room for a little seating right here. Maybe we can put like a rocking chair right here. I just feel like this place would have a rocking chair. It doesn't fit the best. I kind of like it like this a little better almost. But then I want it to have some kind of plant right here. So what if I'm thinking maybe we could even have like one of those box plants like this or something. Obviously a little bit more fitting to the type of house we have, but something along those lines. Actually, what if we did this like tall planting shelf? I know it technically has like books and stuff on it, so it may look a little weird outside, but we could put it like there and it would like block the window, so it gives more privacy in the bedroom. But it looks like you could move the chair and like water the plants. Obviously you don't have to actually water the plants, but it looks like it would be there for them to be watered. And I kind of like that. Also, let's put the privy bush there. Oh, I also didn't put the ladder in the pool. Let me go ahead and put the ladder in the pool before I forget, because sometimes I forget. And let's do the rock one. There we go. All right. So there's that. Is there anything else outside furniture-wise me? Because we're putting the workbench up here. So I don't know if there's anything like actual need functionality-wise down here on the main floor. So let's go ahead and move up to this level. I did say we were going to have this little TV moment here. I don't know. Okay, so I'm trying to decide where the bed should go, because that kind of is going to reflect where everything else goes. I did say putting it over here. Let's see, how many tiles do we have here? Yeah. The problem is the door right here. Okay, let's pick out which bed we're going to use. So the Sims are very naturey, to the point one of them is a plant sim. So I don't want like a super normal bed. I kind of want whimsical bed. I use this one all the time, but oh my god, is it not the perfect color? I would want it in the corner though. It's the problem, and it has to go in the middle. Or at least right here. Oh, that's going to bother me no matter what bed we use. I may have to put it... No, because I don't want them to have to scooch. Okay, hold on. Let's pick out the proper bed one. There's this bed. I like this bed, and it comes in a green swatch. We're already using Life and Death anyways. So there's that. We also have this bed, which is super cute. Ooh, even... doesn't this have a... I think this has a swatch that matches the dog bed. But it also has this plain green. Oh, this is kind of perfect. This is kind of perfect. Hold on. Maybe we put the bed right here? Yeah, as much as I hate to do it, we might have to just suck it up and put the bed straight in the middle of the room, because I think it's not going to work for me in my mind any other way. But what we can do is we can put this like TV cabinet thing here, but instead of putting like a normal 2-tile dresser, we can put one of the taller dressers. Ooh, even like this one, this is technically 2-tile. We also have this, but we could squeeze in a like 2-tile, 1-tile cabinet. I was thinking 1 tile, but honestly the 2 tiles kind of just squeezed into the wall kind of looks better and makes it look more built in. I don't like, because we could scoot it like we're gonna have to move the door a little bit, but that's fine. But if we could do it to where it lines up like that on either side, and then there'll be like an accent window, and then we can scoot this in the middle to where it still looks like the TV actually functions. Now we know the TV doesn't really function, but it looks like the TV functions. And then we can still put stuff on top of it to make it get ready area. This also looks like a couple's room, because it's like a cabinet on either side for each one of them. So I like that idea. I do not like this color though. The color is not the vibe. This is maybe this, which is this or this. I think this is the vibe. There we go. So they have functional cabins there. I guess we could do a mirror on this area right here. We could even put the mirror that I had mentioned bringing in earlier. I do like it. It's slightly too big, but I do like it. Maybe this... Can we move these windows over here and it look okay from the outside? Let's see. It's not the best, but I think it helps with the mirror situation. Moving a whole window for a mirror. Only in The Sims, you guys. Only in The Sims. And then maybe we can have like some nice artwork right here. Let's see, I kind of like this. It's kind of abstract, but it has nature vibes. Ooh, and there's 4 of them, so we can literally do like all 4 swatches. And that kind of looks like a tree. Actually, I think these are all supposed to be nature-y looking on purpose. I kind of like that. It kind of gives like a gallery wall vibe. That's cute. And then I did want a table on both sides. I don't know if I can put a table on this side with the door. Maybe we just do one table. It's not very traditional looking, but it's fine. I feel like they would have a proper table, but I almost want it to be bigger, like, because there's only one. So we could put this here. I kind of imagine there being a lamp on it. So let's go to lighting, lamp. Oh my goodness, they literally have an oil burner lamp. That's kind of perfect. But I kind of like this lamp, like since we're already using a lot of this pack, we could use that lamp. And then I did want a rug. If we're going for this mossy green, we could size this up. Yeah, that actually kind of works almost perfectly with how the bed is lined up. Yeah, so if we center it like that, that kind of works exactly right for the bed area. And then has this area. We still have like any plants in here. I guess we haven't added plants too many places yet. My question though is if we should have like get ready clutter here or like plant clutter. I'm thinking a little bit both. They do have a bunch of work shoes, and maybe they have like a shoe thing at the end of their bed, and we could put a little seat over there for them to put them on or something. But let's see. What is I don't want the clutter to be pointless is the problem. Also, why is this the right vibe? No, I don't need to add that. Well, maybe this goes outside. We could add this somewhere outside. Just let me just put it down here just so we'll have it. But I was thinking something more. Neither of them wear glasses either. Okay, so I put this little bunny with the flower. I put like some combs and a hair dryer, a towel, just like clutter I thought made sense for a bedroom. And then I put some like baskets here to pretend like maybe they keep their dirty clothes in there and they have storage there. And then I think to go with this, I want to, like I said earlier, add a little poof. I'm wondering if there's like a wicker, something like this, obviously in darker brown. But we could put this over here in the corner to kind of like sit there and put your shoes on with. Maybe we can add 2 of them. We can have 2 little seats right here shoved over in the corner. This is cute. This is cute. I like this. It's very realistic, but I like that. And then honestly, what if we were to, they have these little curtains that I never can find myself using. These, they come in brown and they come in green. So we could put a couple of these around on the windows that are exposed. We could also put them, they don't fit great on these windows. Okay, so I'm having the problem where none of these want to line up with the window right. So I'm thinking maybe let's go with our window curtains that are on one side and then add that curtain rod across. Does it not have the curtain rod that comes with it? That's so weird. Okay, I guess this one could work because we could put this up and it could just blend into the one that's attached to it. So we could put this all the way across. I know this is slightly fancy, but it does make the curtain look like it functions. And it looks like you can just slide the curtain across. So you have that. I think that's pretty cute. So I think the only thing left in here I really want are plants. Now, obviously I didn't leave much room for actual plants, but we could do like wall plants is what I'm thinking in here. We can have other plants all around the house, but as far as this room goes, there are like plants that fit on the wall. This is what I was looking for earlier, but I was happy with what we got. Let's see, where's what I'm thinking about? There's stuff like this, but I was thinking more whimsical. Not that, but close. We have to have the cow plant somewhere. The cow plant, oh my god, that should go above the bed. That should go above the bed. Why do I like that so much? Hold on. Put that up high. There we go. That's cute. That's actually cute. But I was imagining like something like along these lines. Yeah, I'm thinking for the vibes we're going with, this might be our best option. Honestly, if we needed to, we could shrink it down even. If we really wanted to, it just means we'd have to place more and we have to alt place them. But we could like place them along like this and have like some really naturey accents up here. That kind of goes with the curtains we're going with. That adds some more naturey stuff in here. Maybe we could add another some kind of small plant over here. I mean, I've been obsessed with this plant recently, and I can shrink it down. So we have that plant. I really want there to be lots of greenery in here. I don't know if I can fit a plant on this table. I can try. Maybe she can be like growing some sprouts next to her bed. Oh, that's kind of cute. We can pretend the lamp is growing the sprouts since it does belong to a plant sim. I kind of love it. Alright, so I think that is cute. I think they should be able to walk from side to side there. And now I want to make sure we have room for everything we need out here. Now, obviously I left plenty of room for a workbench. And we're going to get a workbench. But I'm going to go ahead and place the one we have in game, or one of the ones we already have in game, just to make sure we have a place for it. Also, we could totally do the flower arranging table. Wait, that would actually be kind of cute. Okay, maybe we can do that down here. Here it is. Woodworking bench. We also have this one from a kit, but let's go ahead and put the base game one, just because I feel like it will fit most functionally. So we could put one right here. I kind of like the idea of the bonsai trees being in the corner. Let's see, hold on. Get a cuter color than that. But not black. This. And then copy this over here, because I feel like that works with the vibes we were going with. What if we had like a bonsai tree in like all three corners? I don't know like how much we're actually going to need to work on the gardening skill, but some bonsai trees are cute for the vibe. Maybe this one goes more like, maybe they go more in the corners like that. There we go. Should we have a second woodworking bench? I almost feel like we should have the woodworking bench and then copy this table we have down here up here and kind of use it as if like they would put whatever they would be working on over there, and then maybe we put a little chair for them to sit in, just like while they rest or something. We could put another rocking chair out here, since we're already using the rocking chairs. Yeah, we could put like a rocking chair there. I don't know, I like that. I also kind of had the idea in my head that maybe there could be like some kind of music out here. Just the roof, yeah, the roof covers this, so it shouldn't break in the rain if we put a speaker out here. So let's go ahead, just a tiny one, Like, it doesn't even have to be super fancy or modern. I just kind of want something to have some fun with. Oh my God, does this... can I... This looks the best, but it's so big compared to the other one. Maybe I just put it like... put it over here like this on this wall. Alright, so we can listen to music. Oh, you know what would be really cute? Yeah, these. So we could do like this, or what color do we want? I think yellow is probably our best color option. But we could put a couple of these around, because these add like calming auras to your Sims if they like the music. If they don't like the music, it drives them crazy. But look how cute that is. Okay, maybe not there. Maybe not there. But they also, like, depending on which one you get, makes different sounds. I don't know. I always really like the wind chimes. I don't feel like I've used them here enough recently. So I'm going to put a couple of these around. I feel like that's also gives, like, fairyest vibes. You know what I mean? I don't think there should be anything else up here. Like, I know this is where we're going to be spending most of our time, so it should probably be the most decorated area. But I kind of like the idea of it being, like, more simple than the rest. Alright, and then I was going to put this bucket, so we could put this bucket out here for a little decor. And now, is there anything we need furniture-wise? I think the rest of it's just going to be decor. We do need a little fishing sign for the pond. That was something we needed. Hold on. Turn this off. I need pond objects, question mark. No. Where's the freaking fishing sign? So I want them to be able to put their own fish in here. There it is. Yeah, if we put this, we could put it over here in this little corner. Maybe we put it with the frog. We could put it like there. The frog's there. This is kind of cute. We could actually do a couple of these frogs around here. And then we'd be able to put this more level with the tree. And this little rock. This rock can be scooted over. There we go. And then put another one of these over here. Because these actually shoot water and look super cute. I wouldn't even mind putting one right here. There we go. We have 3 little frogs around the pond. How cute is that? Here, I feel like there should be some seating back here. I don't know. Maybe we get the same bench from up here and put it in the backyard, just under these windows. Center the under the windows. So before we do the landscaping, let's finish the decor on the. Oh yeah, this freaking thing. I did say we were gonna put the flower arranging table. Okay, well maybe we can do 2 of these out here. So let's get a green color, and we can put them right here for the plant sim. I don't know if she'll actually need it, but it never hurts to have, just in case. Oh yeah, I did say I was going to put another dog bed upstairs. I don't know if we're going to have room for it, though, because of the chairs. I wanted the dog to have a bed up here. Okay, I guess we're going to have to shrink it like we did the one upstairs and just do one little, just one little poof to put your shoes on with, because I need the dog to be on that one. You can't step on the dog bed though, so if the dog may not be able to function, but it does look cute being here. So if we could just do it like, let's see, where's the arrows? The arrows go here. So we could just do it like that. But then, let's see, what else do we need? I guess we could use those curtains we used in the bedroom down here as well. So let's go and put these here. That's cute. And that gives the right vibe. I wish they fit better with these big windows, though. They just don't. We can put them in the... I don't like them in the bathroom. We'll figure out something else for in the bathroom. I guess we should probably also have some cabinets up in the bathroom, or in the kitchen. Let's do that before I forget. So, maybe... Do we want... I kind of like the older looking cabinets. It doesn't go with the actual things, though. Because these are the ones that go with it. Yeah, maybe we should just go with this. Oh, but that's yellow. I'm not really wanting yellow in the kitchen. There is yellow in other places in the house. I just didn't quite imagine that being in the kitchen. I guess we could do the super dark and would do creamy ones. Yeah, I guess that would probably be our best option. Should we do regular sizes in the middle? And just the smaller ones on the... Yeah, I think the smaller ones on the outside work best. Okay, the sink's outside, so this is just functional counter space. I do want to put some decor, but I don't want it to be like super unfunctional, so we're not going to put too much decor. Maybe we'll put like paper towels and some like cooking utensils or something. I might want to alt place this stuff just to be safe. Oh, this little birdhouse thing is so cute. I didn't even know we had one outside of the backyard stuff. And that's kind of like completely the right vibes here. Hold on, this is cute. Let me put a little birdhouse tree thing out here by the little pond. That's cute. Okay, again, we can go back and adjust it later. So we could put these like pots and pans next to the stove. I think that's super cute. Also, I'm not digging the color of this anymore. Does it come in a better color for this? Oh my god. We're going to try the green. We may change it and see how I feel about it. But for now, we're going to try the green. I was thinking like a little morning pestle, since we are getting the new apothecary scale soon. Ooh, these are super cute to have like a wood stack back here or something. Maybe we have some kind of a fire pit somewhere or something. I didn't think about that. We also have this little barrel decoration. I don't know why that's so cute to me. Okay. Also, I really like the idea of having this somewhere in the house. I saw this earlier and I thought it was so cute. We could put it like out for display on the front table or something. I don't know. It's something. It's weird, but it's something. And it comes in wood colors. So I'm kind of obsessed. Alright, but let me alt place this stuff. And basically to do that, you just move the counter far enough away where it's not gonna glitch on it. And then you just alt place the items. And then when you put the counter back, it's still there and it functions. Maybe we should get some plants on this one. There we go. So that should give still plenty of space for your Sims to cook. Maybe we should get a fire alarm. That would be helpful. Oh, let's get an alarm for by the door too. We're old fashioned. We're not wanting to get broken into. And speaking by the front door, maybe let's go ahead and decorate over here while I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking let's put these base game plants. I think that's cute. And then a little rug. Honestly, I don't think we really need more than that by the front door. Oh my god, what if we did the moss rug? I never use the moss rug. And there may be a reason for that. There may be a reason for that. Maybe I don't use that. It's just like, I always want to use it. I never... or like know how to use it, because this comes in green. It's not the exact right green, but it is a green and it fits, so I'm not mad about that. So maybe we leave that rug there. Should we do a rug on the outside? I feel like we should. I feel like this is like the exact type of place that would have a welcome mat. We could do this one, this cute little brown rug. I think that it actually fits on the outside quite well. I did want to put a curtain in the bathroom. I did say we were going to find a curtain for this. So maybe I could just put some little blinds of some sort. Yeah, I think that works for the bathroom windows. And really the main thing I want to go around and do now is put plants and wall decor. First, we can put a little plant over here on this shelf. Maybe nope, that's too big. Maybe we have some more sprouts. Do some sprouts here, like they're growing some more plants. Ooh, we could do this. We could do a little broom. That's super cute. But I wanted some kind of actual painting in the dining room. We have these. It is a plant Sims house. I feel like that makes sense. Okay, we'll go with these here. Maybe we can do 2 of them, so it takes up the whole wall. I do want to kind of center them a little bit better though. There we go. Let's see. Maybe we can do a wall hanging plant on this corner. This, which is honestly more the vibe. So we could do that there. Should I do anything over these windows? I kind of almost feel like we should just have these be a big accent window. And maybe I switch the benches to go over here, and we can put the flower arranging tables, over here under these windows. We can kind of center them like that. Yeah, I think that works better for what we want. And then I kind of want to put, I'm going to just put this barrel randomly over here just for decor. I kind of thought about putting this wood pile over here by the pond. Maybe we can do 2 of them. I don't know. I just like that over there. And then we can put like a small fire pit right here. This is the fire pit I was thinking of. So we could put this little fire pit out here. Just have a couple of, maybe we go with logs. I don't want to put them like right on the fire pit, because when I do that, they tend to catch fire. I'm trying to avoid the actual fire here, so I'm just going to scoot these as close as I can without them clipping to the actual fire pit. I kind of like these like this. There we go. I don't know who is going to be using all this seating I've been putting around here, because this is literally a 2-sim household with a dog that probably aren't going to be very social, but it's fine. This is fine. We can do it like this. I just don't want the rocks and this stump overlapping. Okay, that's cute. Maybe we move this more back here like this then. Now the thing is the bushes and the plants and whatnot. Let's go ahead and start with just around the trees and whatnot, because I normally do like straight bushes on the sides of stuff. I guess I could do some of those right here. We don't have to have them all over though. So we could do one here. I think that's literally the only place that a bush like this is gonna fit. Oh, some of this could go like over here, kind of just to take up this space. So we could do like this, just as some low-lying bushes. I really am not that great with this kind of landscaping, like whimsical, overgrown type of landscaping, but I have watched several people do this kind of landscaping. Maybe let's put some of this over under this low-lying bush to almost where they have to come this way to get to the backyard. I mean, they could obviously just go around the bush, but you know. And I was gonna put the shacker here, so maybe we can do, I guess we could do 2 of these bushes, so when we delete one, we still have one. I guess that makes sense. So we could do that there. I kind of imagined another type of bush right here. I'm trying to find bushes that work with the other bushes that don't have a bunch of flowers on them. Most of these have flowers on them, and that's not really what I was going for. We'll go with some of these types of bushes around. So we could do a couple of these right in here. We could also add some of these around the pond to kind of bring them in other places. So like maybe back here around the tree like this. We could do one over here like this. Alright. And then this is a bush I can put more around this kind of area too. So we can put that one right. Ooh, shrink it. Put one right here. I don't want to clip inside the house is the problem I'm having. Okay, go like that. We could put one right here, shrunken down. A couple along these areas. So we'll get a couple of bigger ones over here. Maybe right outside the archways and stuff. I don't mind the bushes going over the path a little bit. Speaking of the path, maybe should we try to put another one right here? I don't want them to have trouble walking through the area. Maybe we do it a couple of different sizes. We could size it down and do 2 small ones instead of a big and a small one. There we go. Something like that. You put these bushes around this tree. We'll probably go through and add some other bushes too, but just to start out, this is some good landscaping. We could put some of these over here as well. Maybe this can also go over here. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we can do like this maybe? I'm trying to figure out which way would fit best shape wise. Ooh, should we do more of this low lying like right up front to kind of like, I don't know, pretend the path is a little bit more private and cut off and overgrown a little bit? I don't hate that. And just put some of these through here so it kind of like blends in. There we go. Do one right there. One right here. I'm almost wondering if we should do a couple more of these around the front deck area. I don't hate that. And then do one of these. Turn it. Okay, so that leads the path all the way around the front. And then obviously more landscaping. You know, we could add another one of these right here. Since we have a dog, but I think it's really the cats that are annoying when it comes to the gameplay with these. I think if we put this there, it'll actually block this bush, which I wouldn't be mad about. Because we can just like pretend. I just say we go through and put a couple more bushes though. Maybe we add some flowers. I want some flowers, just not like an extreme amount of flowers. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of like just going through and putting sunflowers. I really like the idea of there being just like a bunch of sunflowers around the house. So we could put a sunflower here on this side of the bench. Put a sunflower on this side of the bench. I almost don't know if we need them through here. Maybe we do. Maybe we just have some small ones like right up. Well, I almost like the idea of there being like too many sunflowers over here actually. So we could do a couple of layers of sunflowers. So we could do some big ones and some singular ones. Just kind of in the middle. Some more small ones up front. Something like this. Yeah, that's cute. And then obviously we're going to need some up front too. So put some more little ones and a couple of bigger ones like that. Let's see. And maybe over here, some more sunflowers. I wasn't planning on this being a sunflower house originally, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. And with that, is there anything else I need? And we have everything I can think we could possibly need for the challenge, plus actually a little bit more. Maybe just a small sunflower set here. There we go. We could do it, and facing in towards the path. I think with that, we have everything we need, because we have a trash can, we have a mailbox, we have a plant sim tree, we have an area for the workbench, we have all our living space stuff. Maybe just add like a little rug in the bathroom and call it a day, because I was thinking this rug. There we go. And we can put that under the shower. And oh, there is one other thing we need. Very important if we're going to have a dog, for us to put some kind of feeding area for it. So let's go to pets. I guess we could also get some toys. Oh, this is kind of cute for this build. Hold up. A little tree stump bowl. It's not, the only problem though, it's not refillable. I really like playing with the refillable ones. Like, that's kind of my vibe. But we could put a little refillable one, maybe right here. They have like a green dog version. So we're going to put the stuff for the dog there, and also get it some toys. So I think the little green tennis balls will probably do it best. Just add a couple of toys for it in the backyard here for it to play with, so it doesn't get bored. All right, now I think with that, that's pretty much everything I can think of that we need. And I think this actually turned out way cuter than I was expecting. And it's 64 by 64 tiles, so we will get the skill boost as well. So I think with that, I'm going to quickly go in to live mode and give you a proper tour, just because I know I was jumping around a lot and it was kind of a longer video. So I think it might be fun just to go through and show you exactly how the house is laid out and what it looks like when you go into live mode. So if you haven't seen me play through the event yet, I'm not going to do a proper introduction to these Sims. You will have to go to that video to get a proper introduction. But these are the Sims that I built this house for. As you can see, you can kind of tell why I went for the vibe I went for with how they're dressed. But I don't know. I think they're super fun. I'm looking forward to playing with them. Obviously, you might have already seen me play with them, but these are the Sims that this house was made for, and the dog this house was made for. But in live mode, this is what our house looks like. I think it is so cute. I think the grass roof was actually such a good idea. I was not planning on that at all, but I think it just makes the vibe. So you come up here and you walk up this path. This is how you're supposed to get to the paths, or to the house, from when you load into the lot. So you come up this path and you come here, and it has this little front door area that you could come up to. Obviously, you could go this way and go, I guess, slightly between the rock and the tree and come out this way, but you're supposed to go this way. But if you do, I guess we'll go to the outside first. You go this way. We have a path that leads around the indoor-outdoor greenhouse vibe area. But if you go around to the back, it leads straight to your plant sim tree. It has a little fire pit area, a swimming/fishing area, and, of course, the actual flower making station, and a bush, and an area where the porta potty that we're going to make goes. And then if you come inside the greenhouse, there's the entrance. You could go into the kitchen that way. There's the sink and stuff. But you can also just go through the front door like you're properly supposed to. And you walk in. We have this little entrance way area here, which I think actually turned out really cute for the very limited space we had there. Oh, I didn't paint the ceilings. I always forget to paint the ceilings. Anyways, we have a full-length mirror and a bookshelf here that goes into the little bathroom, which I think is super cute. And then we have a little living room that has a painted TV. It has a speaker, a little gaming system, a dog bed, some seating. And this leads into the kitchen / dining area that goes to the greenhouse area. And then if you were to go back outside, you can go up this stairway, and this leads you to the little handiness balcony area / bedroom. So you come here. This is where we're going to be working on our handiness for the event. And then you can come here into the bedroom. So it looks like this when you walk in. Honestly, I think the bedroom is my favorite. I think the bedroom is super cute. And it also has a second door that you can go out this way and come back out this way and come back down to the front living space. And that is the whole house. It's not huge, but I still think it turned out super cute. I honestly think it's one of the cuter, tinier homes I've done, honestly. But I'm obsessed with it. But like I said, by the time I put this video out, the first gameplay episode for the event should be out. It's a 4-week event. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.